Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Under Triple H's regime, fans are somewhat satisfied with how storylines are progressing each week. Meanwhile, former SmackDown commentator Corey Graves' situation has brought a major shock to fans after he publicly aired his frustrations. For those unaware, the WWE commentator recently took to his X account, formerly Twitter, and shared a lengthy post. In it, he disclosed his current scenario, where he is unable to compete physically to pursue his dream. However, when he tried to pursue a related dream after years of hard work, he was told he wasn't famous enough for his own job. Additionally, Graves clarified that this was why fans have been wondering about his absence. Amid this, recent reports have disclosed that Corey Graves will not be appearing on tonight's edition of WWE NXT. Despite being back on the developmental brand last week for the first time since 2017. This has sparked speculation that his absence could be a potential punishment from Triple H, as the game seemingly didn't appreciate Graves' public rant. Furthermore, a source disclosed that all of Graves' frustration and emotions were genuine, adding more fuel to the belief that his removal from tonight's NXT might be a form of punishment rather than storyline. Earlier, Corey Graves was part of SmackDown alongside Wade Barrett as a commentator. He was later moved to Raw with Michael Cole until Pat McAfee's return, leading to Graves being shifted to the NXT brand. It appears that this move could be behind the star's frustration. However, there is still a possibility that his absence from tonight's NXT could have some other reason, and Triple H may have no role to play in it. We will have to wait for further reports or confirmation about his absence and the rationale behind it. What reports have been disclosed about Corey Graves' situation with the Triple H regime? According to PW Insider, there have been rumblings over the last few weeks regarding Corey Graves' situation in the Stamford-based promotion. Furthermore, the source confirmed that Corey wasn't reportedly happy with his position within the WWE. This report has added more fuel to the possibility that his frustration on social media was real and true for his role under Triple H's regime. Corey was forced to retire from the Squared Circle in 2014 due to concussion-related issues. He announced his retirement at NXT TakeOver that year, and since then, he has not stepped back into the ring. Despite his early retirement, he won the NXT Tag Team Championship and earned multiple accolades in independent promotions. He even won the 24/7 Championship once while being part of the commentary team. It was a moment no one in the WWE locker room saw coming. The arena was buzzing with the usual excitement, the lights blindingly bright as the WWE Universe waited for another action-packed episode of Monday Night Raw. The camera zoomed in on the entrance ramp, where the superstars were preparing to give their best performances. But backstage, a storm was brewing that would shake the foundations of WWE. Former WWE champion, insert name, was known for his in-ring prowess, charisma, and ability to connect with the audience. He had a legacy, a reputation, and a future that seemed bright in the company. But all of that was about to be called into question after a controversial decision made by none other than Triple H, WWE's chief content officer, and the man behind much of the creative direction in the company. Earlier that day, whispers had spread through the locker room. Insert name had been seen in a heated conversation with some of the higher-ups, his face flushed with frustration, his tone far louder than usual. He had recently dropped a few matches that had left him feeling sidelined and underappreciated. Rumors swirled that the former WWE champion felt his talents were being overlooked, that his potential was being wasted. What was once a quiet murmur backstage had now exploded into an all-too-public display of discontent. The first signs of trouble came when insert name took to social media, airing his grievances in a tweet that sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. "For too long, I've been overlooked. No more. I won't let my legacy be tarnished by the powers that be. The fans deserve better." The tweet was a clear shot at management, at the powers that be. And it didn't take long for WWE's higher-ups to notice. Triple H, who had worked tirelessly to rebuild WWE's creative direction since taking on a larger role within the company, was not one to tolerate such public outbursts. While he understood the pressure that came with being a top talent, He had always believed in professionalism and in handling business behind the scenes. Publicly airing frustrations, especially through social media, was not only unprofessional, but could also be damaging to the WWE brand. It was not the way the company operated, and it wasn't the way Triple H conducted business. The situation escalated when, during a segment later that evening, insert name, took to the ring, microphone in hand, and addressed the crowd directly. "I've been here for years, grinding, fighting for respect, and what do I get in return?" he bellowed, his voice dripping with frustration. "A few meaningless matches and no acknowledgement of what I've done for this company. The fans deserve a champion, and I'm the only one who can give them that." The crowd's reaction was mixed. Some cheered, recognizing the raw emotion behind the words, while others jeered, realizing that this wasn't the way a true champion behaved. The segment ended in chaos, with security needing to intervene to separate, insert name, from other WWE superstars who had attempted to calm him down. Backstage, Triple H was seething. He'd always appreciated passion from his talents, but this was something entirely different. This was a betrayal of the trust WWE had built with its audience, the kind of stunt that threatened to undo all the work they had done to craft a professional, respectful atmosphere. It was clear that insert name had crossed a line, and Triple H knew what had to be done. Within hours, the decision was made. Triple H would take swift and decisive action, a message to the locker room that there were consequences for crossing certain lines. WWE was a place for hard work, for showing respect to both the fans and the company. Publicly attacking WWE's leadership, especially in the manner, insert name, would not be tolerated. The official statement came later that night, read aloud to the locker room, and sent to the entire WWE universe. Effective immediately, insert name will be taken off television. His recent actions, including public outbursts on social media and in ring segments, have been deemed unacceptable by WWE management. We expect all of our superstars to conduct themselves professionally both in and out of the ring. Until further notice, insert name will not be appearing on WWE programming. The news sent shockwaves through the WWE universe, with fans and superstars alike left in stunned silence. Insert name had been a fixture of the company for years, and now he was off TV indefinitely. The speculation began immediately. Was this the end of his WWE career? Would he return? Or was this the beginning of a new chapter for both him and the company? Backstage, the fallout was palpable. Some of the WWE superstars sympathized with insert name, understanding his frustrations but acknowledging that airing them in such a public fashion was never the right approach. Others, particularly those who had been in the business longer, were more understanding of Triple H's decision. They knew that WWE, while a place for stars to shine, was also a place for professionalism, and no one was exempt from the rules. Triple H knew that this move wouldn't be without consequences. He understood the optics. Taking a top talent off TV could create doubt among fans, and some would question his leadership. But he also knew that the long-term health of the company depended on the example being set. WWE had always prided itself on being the biggest stage in professional wrestling, a place where talent could shine, but it also required an environment of respect and professionalism. Public outbursts like the one from insert name were a threat to that. For Triple H, this was about more than just discipline. It was about protecting the integrity of WWE. He had spent years building relationships with both talent and fans, ensuring that WWE was a respected and thriving brand. Allowing one superstar to undermine that, especially in such a public manner, would send the wrong message to everyone involved. If Triple H allowed this to slide, it would only set a dangerous precedent for future talent. Weeks passed, and the tension backstage was palpable. Some superstars wondered if insert name would ever return to TV. The uncertainty loomed large, but Triple H remained firm in his stance. In private meetings, he assured the talent that this decision was made with the future of WWE in mind. Then, one day, a subtle shift began to happen. Insert name made contact with Triple H, asking for a meeting. The request was granted, and a series of conversations began to unfold. Insert name admitted that his outbursts were a result of feeling underappreciated, But he understood now that there were better ways to handle his frustrations. It was clear that he regretted his actions and was ready to make amends. It was then that Triple H, ever the strategist, began to enter